everybody. Welcome back to Fire Your Empty Now Radio. This is Mike Phillips filling in for Dr. Glidden. It's Monday, October the 13th, 2014. Now, I'm coming at you live from the province of Alberta here in Western Canada. And this weekend, the passing weekend, was our Thanksgiving weekend. And I had a really great time with family and friends. Now, if I didn't get back to some of your emails, I got a whole pile of them, and I was trying to entertain family and sift through business and stuff like that. But I will get around to it after the show today. So I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, the call-in line is 844-374-5433. Once again, 844-374-5433. You can contact me. My email address is mike@teamglidden.ca. Now, I was going over some news articles, and the only thing I'm seeing lately is Ebola, 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 Ebola. Is it here? It's here. What's happening? Is it airborne? It's airborne. It's not airborne. There's 300 different strains. We can't fight it. There's no cure. Canadian company looking at vaccine. And, you know, it just goes on and on and on. Now, I was researching a little bit, and I found Dr. Rima Labo. She has been getting heat from the FDA for talking about the effects of colloidal silver on Ebola. And I would like to take that one step further. Now, if you live in a country like Liberia, and they have running sewage in the streets of Monrovia, and people are starving, and the number one job is drugs, the number two job is prostitution. Okay, people are in a weakened condition to begin with. So when something like this comes along, it wipes them out. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit to 2006, okay? Okay, all you hear in the news is about this airborne Ebola virus. That's all you're hearing about. Now, listen to this. Texas scientist advocates killing 9/10 of the world's population by an airborne Ebola virus. This is written by John Ballantyne at News Weekly. University of Texas evolutionary ecologist Dr. Eric R. Pianka was addressing the 109th meeting of the Texas Academy of Science at Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas, in early March after the Academy had named him 2006 Distinguished Texas Scientist. President Pianka's speech was Forrest M. Mim III, a popular science writer and editor of the biweekly journal, The Citizen Scientist. Pianka began his speech by condemning anthropocentrism, or the idea that the human race occupies a privileged position in nature. He exclaimed, "We are no better than bacteria." No better than bacteria. Most distinguished scientist of the year. Now, this thinking has seeped out into the general public from the so-called academia. I had a friend, actually he was a guitar player in a band I was in. Real good guitar player. The guy was a shredder. Now, he was telling me one day that human beings are just like cancer on the earth, a virus. Now, at the same time, him and his girlfriend had a friend that had problems with drugs. She couldn't take care of her daughter, and she had this beautiful little girl. So they had stepped in and were looking after this little girl. And I told them, I said, look, when you go home, I want you to sit that beautiful little 5-year-old girl down, and I want you to explain to her with a straight face how she's no better than a virus or bacteria or cancer. You tell her that. I get mad when I think about this. Because I got some beautiful people in my life, and they're definitely higher on the scale than bacteria. I'm of the opinion that human beings are the reason this was all made. We're more important than that. Bacteria serves a purpose for us, and you can't talk me out of that. Now listen to this. He argued that the sharp increase in the human population since the onset of industrialization was destroying the planet. He warned that Earth would not survive unless its human population was reduced to a tenth by its present number. Well, why don't you lead by example, Dr. Pianka? You live in Texas. There's got to be a cliff close by. He then offered drastic solutions, accompanying his remarks with a slide depicting the four horsemen of the apocalypse. War and famine were insufficient for solving global overpopulation, he explained. Instead, disease was far more efficient and swift. At this point, Pianka displayed a slide showing rows of human skulls. AIDS took too long to kill people off, he explained. His preferred method of exterminating over 5 billion human beings was via airborne Ebola because of its both highly lethal and kills its victims in days rather than years. However, as Mim observed, Professor Pianka did not mention that Ebola victims die a slow and torturous death as the virus initiates a cascade of biological calamities inside the victim that eventually liquefy the internal organs. After praising the Ebola virus for its efficiency at killing, Pianka paused, leaned over the lectern, looked at us, and carefully said, "We've got airborne 90% mortality in humans. Killing humans, think about it." And now listen, this is the interesting part. After his address, the audience burst into applause. Mim reported it wasn't merely a smattering of polite clapping that audiences diplomatically reserved for poor or boring speakers. It was a loud, vigorous, enthusiastic applause. And I've heard Alex Jones say this before. There's nothing more dangerous than nerds. I mean, a bully you can deal with because he'll just beat up somebody in his neighborhood. Nerds will figure out a way to put a missile on the other side of the planet and kill a whole population. During a question and answer session, Pianka praised Communist China's draconian one-child policy and suggested that IQs are falling because only uncaring people or people with below average intelligence have large families. I watched in amazement as a few hundred members of the Texas Academy of Science rose to their feet and gave a standing ovation to a speech that enthusiastically advocated the elimination of 90% of the Earth's population by airborne Ebola. Some even cheered. Dozens then mobbed the professor at the lectern. A few hours later, the Texas Academy of Science presented Pianka with a plaque in recognition of his being named 2006 Distinguished Texas Scientist. Now, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This man is holding murderous tendencies towards the rest of the human race because he thinks it's good. It's a form of righteousness for him to think about you and your family dead with your organs oozing out your nose, ears, and eyes. And that's where science has gone. The Apostle Paul once wrote, "If the darkness inside a man is light, how great is that darkness?" And this isn't a totally religious show, but I'm going to go there once in a while. If you don't like it, too bad. So here we have this, all of a sudden, airborne Ebola virus, when back in 2006, the academia was talking about putting it out there. Because it's a good thing for everyone to die. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing what's happening in Syria right now, huh? After all, it's for the earth. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now, on top of the airborne Ebola virus, we got diabetes, cancer, drug-related overdose deaths from prescriptions, Our whole medical system is switching to death. Death is their cause. Death. You remember I was talking last week on Thursday about physician-assisted suicide. Now listen to this. I never got to this. Okay? But there was a poll on Medscape.com. 69% of doctors said that they should have the right to help patients die. And they took Jack Kevorkian, he's another Pianka in my opinion, and they propped this guy up like he was some kind of a hero. Because he did jail time over his conviction that he should help people kill themselves. Now Hippocrates would be rolling in his grave. So here's the deal. Eric Pianka, Texas Academy of Science. If you guys think that people should die, lead by example. Go kill yourself. In the meantime, I'm going to help people get out of pain. I'm going to love my family. Because that's the right thing to do. And if you don't believe me, let's go over to Demetrius Cole in Georgia. Mr. Demetrius, you are on the air. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing awesome, Mike. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing good now that I'm hearing you. I was hoping you'd call in. If everybody, me and Mr. Cole here had a conversation yesterday, and it just made my day, and I said, Demetrius, you got to call the show tomorrow and tell everybody what's happening. Now, I hear the music, so Demetrius, if you could stay on hold, I want to hear from you after this break. Then we're going to go to Sherry in Michigan, Lynn in Indiana, Jeff in California, and Donald in Indiana as well. Mike Phillips, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, will be back with Demetrius in Georgia after this. Welcome back. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillips filling in once again for Dr. Peter Glidden. Before the break, we were talking to Demetrius in Georgia. I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, I couldn't talk. Demetrius, are you still there, buddy?
I am.
We lost you over the break. I was hoping you'd be back.
Absolutely.
So you've got a story to tell. Why don't you go back to the beginning?
Well, absolutely. Well, my wife has been battling cancer for the last 7 to 8 years now. She has been diagnosed 3 times with cancer. This latest time, it's basically it has metastasized into her cerebral fluid, and it for the last 5 to 6 months she's been unable to walk. She's having difficulty walking and all kinds of things of that nature. Well, she's been on the longevity products for the last 30 days, and she has had some tremendous made some tremendous progress. She's able to get up on her own. She's able to she's getting a lot stronger. Her energy's so much better, and it's just been a matter of 30 days compared to the last 6 months. And we are just extremely excited about what the products have done for her. And she's gotten, we're excited about the end of this month because she's going to be getting a scan done to see the progress, the cancer actually decreasing. So we're excited about that at the end of this month to make sure that, things are going in the right direction.
Demetrius, that is so awesome. Man, I can't tell you how happy that makes me. And, that's what I love about this job. We give people hope where there previously wasn't any. And I see things happen really fast. And drugs and chemotherapy would not have done a damn thing for this woman.
Absolutely. And I in addition to that, I did have a question for you, Mike. We were looking at some some of the products and wanted to get your opinion about detoxification when it comes to just people in general, but obviously specifically for my wife.
Okay, detoxification is not a bad thing at all, unless a person is not strong enough to handle the effects of the detox. And what I'm talking about is there can be a lot of toxins stored up in the human body. And if a person goes and detoxes before their body is strong enough to handle that sudden release, it can be like kicking a hornet's nest. So what we recommend is that a person takes 90 days and then does a detox or a liver cleanse, and then it's fine because your body is in a state where it can handle that flushing of all the toxins. Does that make sense to you, Demetrius?
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. The body just may not be able to handle it just yet.
Yeah, that's been our experience. That's what we tell people. 90 days and then detox away.
Awesome.
All right, Demetrius, thanks so much for the call. I want to hear from you when you get those tests done and see how everything worked out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I look forward to dealing with you in the future. Demetrius Cole, people, helping his wife. And he's going to go out and help his community and his family after this. We're going to let you go. Thanks for the call. We're going to jump over to Sherry in Michigan. How are you, Sherry?
I'm really excited.
You're excited? Well, now I am, too. I want to hear why you're excited, Sherry. What's going on with you?
Well, this morning, actually it happened yesterday morning. I've been having really bad mornings for so long I can't remember, where it's difficult for me to get out of bed and move around. And I have stiffness and vertigo and migraines and just really feeling lousy for quite
dizziness, vertigo, and migraines. Sherry, let's put a stop to it right there, and we're going to put you on hold. We're going to go to this commercial break. We're going to pick you up right after this break. All right, Sherry? All right. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back with Sherry in Michigan after this. Welcome back. We are live, everybody. We're going to go back over to Sherry in Michigan now. Sherry was having problems with dizziness, vertigo. She was not having an easy time getting up in the morning, and that's where we were at in that conversation. Sherry, would you please continue?
Okay, well, yesterday morning, I was surprised when I got out of bed. I got out of bed normal, like a normal person, and it shocked me enough to where it made me tear up quite a bit, you know. It's like, wow, did that really just happen, you know? And then I thought, well, nah, you know, I've only been taking this stuff for 4 days. It couldn't have happened yet, you know.
4 days.
Yep, so this morning I got out of bed even easier, and I've got quite a bit of things done around the house today, and that's only been 4 days.
I bet that feels good.
I still got a long way to go because I got a lot of things going on, but I just thought that was pretty good news, and I wanted to share it with you.
You know what, Sherry? I gotta be honest with you. When you first called the show, I have a friend out in Ottawa that I talk with quite a bit. He's a really smart guy. He studied to be a naturopath. Didn't quite finish his education because of financial restraints, but I often talk to him about a whole host of issues. He's a regular listener to the show. And after your call, we were talking that day, and he said to me, man, oh man, do you think that this is honestly going to help that lady? Like, she's got so many problems. And I said, you know what? I don't know for sure, but it's worth a shot because, I've never met you, Sherry. We've never talked face to face, but I actually, even not knowing you that well, I don't want to hear about you being in pain all the time and dizziness and vertigo and all this. And it is very, very exciting. I'm really glad that you called in because people need to hear this. This isn't just some fly-by-night, another nutraceutical company. Longevity has got the answer to so many problems in our society today. I mean, type 2 diabetes could be wiped out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, no problem. I mean, wiped out, gone.
Well,
it's so easy.
Yeah. I been sleeping better with the OsteoFX.
Yep.
I added the Calitati, and I think maybe I'll go back to just the OsteoFX for reasons we talked about before. And I was just wondering, does it matter? Like, I know that I was advised to take the selenium between meals from Dr. Glidden.
Uh-huh.
Does it matter if you take them with your tangy orange, your stuff, or
no? Listen,
it
it depends on you. Okay, so if you find that things are going straight through you, or whatever the case might be, or if you can't handle doing it between meals, then yeah, I mean, you got to get it in you, right? The reason Dr. Glidden told you that was just to maximize the absorption, but you've got to figure out what's best for you. As long as you're getting it into your body, that is the number one most important thing. So,
right.
just listen to your body.
I do need to improve that, I think, because I think that it is going right through me at times.
But it's still working.
It's still working, even though it's going. I don't know if getting out of bed normal has to do, maybe my fibromyalgia symptoms are better in the morning, or if it's because I slept better. I really don't know. No, or maybe it's because the migraines and the vertigo aren't as serious. But I'm telling you, I'm very excited. It was such a change for me to be able to get out of bed normal. I mean, I usually shuffle my feet to the bathroom and make my way to the bed. It takes me forever to get dressed, and I make it to, and I'm there until evening time. When I feel well enough, maybe to. Except for off and on getting up and down, but, in the evening time I get a little bit better maybe sometimes, and sometimes...
I can't wait to hear this all clear. Oh, man, it's going to get better and better, Sherry. Here's the thing. As you go along, your small intestine is going to start healing up, and you're going to start absorbing all this stuff quicker and quicker and better, and it'll be just like going down a hill. The momentum will pick up. And give yourself another week. I bet you're going to be out joining the Olympic rowing team. You're going to feel so good.
Oh, that would be nice.
I appreciate the call, Sherry.
I don't want to take much more of your time. There's lots more people that would probably love to hear more. But it's wonderful to hear what happened to the other lady and all the other people, and I just want people to hear more. So I'm gonna get off of here and let you carry on with that so we can hear more.
Sounds good, Sherry. We'll let you go. We do have a lot of other calls. Keep in touch with the show. Keep in touch with me. And let's see you get out of the woods. We're going to let you go. Thanks for the call. We are going to jump over to Jeff in California. He wants to talk about plant-derived minerals. Jeff, you're live. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. How are you doing today, Jeff?
By the way, just an hour ago, I was looking at my fingernails, and I don't have the white spots except for one finger. I've only been on the products for a month. But that was kind of interesting. Anyway, my question was about plant-derived minerals and BTT. BTT contains all of the, 60 essential minerals. So I don't understand where plant comes into play.
Okay, the BTT does not contain all of the minerals. Okay, it does not contain all 60. So the BTT was the product of years and years of study. That formulation, it took them a couple of years just to figure out how to make it so that people could get the same amount in every single scoop. right? But the BTT does not have the amount of minerals that is in one bottle of plant-derived minerals. And since I started using the plant-derived minerals, I noticed huge effects in my health, little infections that I used to get and weird things like that normally I would have had to run to the doctor and get an antibiotic or something for. They just melted away like shadows in the morning. And, the BTT does not have as many minerals as the plant-derived minerals, but the combination in the BTT is great. You can take the two together. That's not a problem. In fact, I'm doing that right now. I've got a water bottle with 2 scoops of BTT and 1 ounce of cherry mints in it, and it tastes great, and I feel like I could beat Mike Tyson. I hope he's not listening.
Okay, well, I was misunderstood about the, I thought it was the 60, I thought it did 88 of the 90 in the BTT, so that's not true. And I thought the BTT plus the EFAs finished the whole 90. So
no, you need the BTT, the EFAs, and the OsteoFX, bare minimum.
Yeah, we
bare
do all
minimum.
that.
Okay, good, yeah, and if
okay,
you
well,
can
then
throw in...
The question, then, if you get all of it with those 3, what do you need the plant-derived minerals for?
Well, it's just extra minerals, right? And they all play together. They get along real good in the body. And so, the amount of selenium in the BTT isn't all that a person needs, right? So, if you're going to be dealing with, say, cancer, or you're going to be dealing with wanting your body to fight its way back from cystic fibrosis, you're going to be adding extra selenium with the cofactors in the selenium. It's the same thing with the plant-derived minerals. Here's what you can do, Jeff. Just do a little experiment, okay? And stop taking the plant-derived minerals for 2 weeks, and just take your BTT and then add it to the mix and see what changes.
Well, I haven't been taking the BTT, I haven't been taking the... my son gave me a dose yesterday just because I've heard it doesn't taste too good. With no... But my wife has ordered the plant-derived to go along with the bone and joint, so she's doing the BTT as well as the plant, at least probably starting tomorrow.
You know what?
I just didn't understand the difference in them, so thank you.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The plant-derived minerals taste like water that was in a garden hose in the sun with a dead mouse in it. It's true. It's not that good. But you're only taking an ounce. Yeah. You're only taking an ounce, and there's an option there. There's the cherry mints has the same amount of minerals, but it's got BTT. They go really well together, and kids absolutely love it. So that's one more thing you can try, and they're roughly the same price. The cherry mints, I think, are about a couple bucks more, but it's nothing substantial.
Hi, this is the wife speaking.
Uh-oh, we got the wife.
I love you. Anyway, I've got the plant-derived minerals on the way in the mail as we speak. I've been taking OsteoFX and the BTT and the essential fatty acids and the selenium. So do I understand you and glucogel? But I'm going to get that in the liquid form. So you're saying that I should take the and the plant-derived minerals, correct? Yeah,
absolutely. Here's the thing with this whole longevity thing. If you've got something that you're battling with, the very best thing you can do is pile on and hit it hard. A lot of people, they'll kind of mess around the edges and try this and try this and try this. Well, I just had Demetrius on the line there a little while ago. He jumped in with both feet, and as you heard from him, it's only been 30 days, and his wife is getting huge results. Their family is very excited about it. And myself, I've been on the products for about 3.5 years, and my auto ship runs around $550. I take a lot of vitamins, minerals, and amino and fatty acids, and I haven't found a bad longevity product yet. In fact, every time I add something, I get new results. So you just can't go wrong. And not only that, but if you want to run around and tell people and sign them up, it won't be very long at all until you're not paying for those products.
That's really good. I believed it, but I believe it more now, and I really appreciate it. I needed to hear about piling it on. You
got to pile it on. Yeah, you give it hard, and there's it works like Dr. Glidden's fond of saying. There's only two ways that this is not going to work: if it's not absorbing or if you're not taking enough. And that's people's problem when it comes to supplementation. They want to pussyfoot around and take a couple of different vitamins or practice fractionalized nutrition. It does not work that way. And then on top of that, they're eating all the wrong foods and causing, constant damage to their body while they're trying to get their health back. It doesn't work that way. But the formula that Dr. Wallach has put together and the protocols for what to eat and how to take those supplements by Dr. Glidden, you just can't go wrong, Mrs. Jeff.
So much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to let you go. We got a break coming up. This is Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We've got Lynn in Indiana, Donald in Indiana, Junior in Florida after this break. Welcome back. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Monday, October 13th, 2014. This is the last segment of the first hour, but we've got a full other hour. So all you callers that have been waiting so long, please hang on. We want to get to every single one of you. Now, I love the Hawaii Five-0 theme, and just now when I heard that bumper music, I decided after the show I'm going to go play my drums. Let's go over to Lynn in Indiana. Lynn, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Thanks for hanging on so long there, Lynn. I saw you up before I even went to air.
Just listening to everyone else's great stories.
Yeah, hasn't it been a great show so far? I just love dealing with people. And, man, Sherry, 4 days, and she's already feeling better. And Demetrius' wife, 30 days. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. So, Lynn, what can I do for you today?
I have a client that was diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer that has spread to the rectum, and they even see some spots in the lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to know if we have something that can help him because he's in a lot of pain.
Okay, so what you want to do for cancer, you got cancer in your body, or your client does. Now, this simply means that the body has run out of materials that it needed all along to fight these kind of outbreaks. So there's a fire going on, and we want to send in some firemen to support and promote the healthy structure and function of his body to fight off this cancer. Now, a big way to do that, I'm going to give you a couple. The selenium, the ultimate selenium. How much does this gentleman weigh?
About 198 pounds.
198 pounds. So, if he's already up the creek, so to speak, what I would do is I would tell this guy, you want to have at least 3 bottles of ultimate selenium per month, at least 3. Okay? Now, the other way to go with this, and the reason I say selenium is because the body produces a biochemical called glutathione. And glutathione fights free radicals in the body, but like a bee stinging once, it dies after. The presence of selenium in the body will cause it to recycle and keep fighting those free radicals that are causing all this damage, okay? Number 2, Z-Radical, as much as he can possibly afford. Okay, a bottle of Z-Radical's got a sea vegetable called fucoidan, and there's over 900 published studies on the effectiveness of fucoidan on cancerous cells. If you go to PubMed.org, or .gov, PubMed.gov, just type in fucoidan and it'll show you mountains of data. So if this guy can get about 2 bottles of Z-Radical into his body every week, that would be a great way to go. Now, the other thing, Clement University did a study with Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and they found that the presence of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine destroyed colon cancer cells like 98% of the time. Just obliterated them. So this guy's got to get his body strong, and he's got to give it some materials to fight this problem. And if he does that, now have you made him aware of the 10 bad food list, Lynn?
Yes.
Good. That's a good place to start. Because, he's already got the damage. There's no need to add to it. It's enough already. Good. Do you have any more questions?
That was it.
Excellent. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for your call. And I want to hear how this guy does, if he's able to take the information and run with it. Keep in touch with us, Lynn. Thanks for your call. We're going to jump over to Donald in Indiana right after this break. This is a network break. It's a little bit longer, so sit through the news, Donald. We're going to get to Junior in Florida, Clinton in Minneapolis, and Gerard in Florida. Mike Phillips filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this.